We are live. We are live. Good morning. How's it going, man? Can you hear me? I can hear you, but okay, now I can. Your computer was
There you
frozen.
go. Is that better?
Good morning, guys. Welcome to episode number 2 of the Fight House Talk podcast with me, Guru Brian, and Coach Kurt, all the way from Homer, Alaska, getting up nice and early. That's some dedication, people, to the show. He's working technical stuff today because I'm an idiot when it comes to technical stuff. Not the brightest guy in the thing when it comes to computer stuff. So he's working technical stuff today, and I'll be conducting the interview. Our guest of honor today is a woman of high regard and respects, Dr. Odette Russell, Sidagoo Odette Russell of Swam Martial Arts, Sister Warriors Against Madness. And we're going to go ahead and open up with Sidagoo doing some demos of her system with her black belts and her students. And we're going to talk a little bit afterwards about martial arts. This interview today is going to be a little short one, guys. It's only going to be about an hour long due to life things going on between both of us. We've all got stuff to do in our lives. So this is going to be a short one, but we're going to try to pack as much as we can of good, wholesome family entertainment and the usual rants and raves and candid rawness that you would expect going forward with our podcast. So we're just waiting for Sidagoo to come on. Is she on right now, or we're just waiting for her?
I will put her on. I'm going to drop myself down.
Okay. All right, guys. Without further ado, I'm gonna let Sidagoo take it over, and she is gonna be doing demos for us to begin with. I'm gonna lower myself down and let her have the floor. Good morning, Sidagoo.
Morning!
I love that enthusiasm. I'm dropping my ugly face down. I'm gonna let you go on. Do your thing.
We're gonna just do a little warm up for you guys, all right? Let's go,
Cool.
ladies. a last licking. Hey! Hello. Welcome to Sidagoo Experience. We just wanted to warm up just a bit, give you a taste of how hard we work here. As you can see, we do a lot of work on Bob to make sure that we're accurate. This atmosphere is about self-defense, though. That's what this podcast is about. And what I want to make sure that is clear is self-defense. Teaching self-defense is different than teaching martial arts. Let me start moving back. So what you just saw, that was martial arts. Yeah. And we're going to come up with 4 really scary and intimidating scenarios of an attack. And we're going to focus the attacks geared to a population that society deems as vulnerable, but we're not. And that's the female population. I know this is the fight house, but we're not talking about fighting. We don't want to get into fights. We just want to finish the fight. Okay, we want to finish the attacker by changing his mindset from I'm gonna get you to oh shit, I need to get away from you. That's what we want to change. So it focuses on vulnerable areas. We like to call it creating mechanical dysfunction. All right. So what is a mechanical dysfunction? That's when a body part no longer works. And that could be where he's not breathing anymore, he can't see anymore, he can't fuck. Okay, that's what we call mechanical dysfunction. Now, depending on if it's permanent, that's one thing. What we call temporary mechanical dysfunction, like a stomp on his instep, like a hammer fist to his collarbone. We're talking temporary, 6 to 8 weeks of therapy and repair. So, in order to do that, I'm showcasing, letting our ladies know that they have a lot of power. They have a lot of abilities to stop an attack. Okay? So the first scenario we're going to do is an attempt rape situation. Let's talk about the stats of rape real quick. Oh, I'm sorry. Sidagoo. I didn't introduce myself. And let me introduce, I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about everybody else. I want to talk about what it is we're about. But let me introduce my ladies because of these beautiful women. Let's start off with our camera girl. This is Sifu Teresa. Come on. So you'll be seeing her walking in and out. She's been with me how long? 20 years. Okay. And then I want to showcase Sifu Halima. He's the answer. You. How long you been with me? About 20 years.
Wow.
The one hiding in the back, this is Crystal. She's been with me about 3 years. Okay. This is my baby here. This is my first student. Okay. This is Professor Molly. Okay. Nice. Molly, you've been with me 25 years. So that's how long the system is. All right, we were training in the garage. All right, we had this dog that would come and steal our stuff and then run, and we would have to chase him down at the end of every class. But it was okay, it was part of the atmosphere. All right, so one of the things, she's going to be my Uki. You're going to tell this love and hate thing that we have going on. Also, I want to bring to your attention, my knee is a little bummed. It's going through repair, so I'm going to ask her to take it easy on me, you know. A big part of the defense is being off balance. Can you defend yourself while you're off balance? That's really important. A lot of attacks, we're not talking about men and men getting into fights. This is not what happens to women in the street. That's a more domestic where a woman gets punched by a man. That's more domestic related. But what happens in the street, we get pulled, we get yanked, we get choked a lot. And so that's the ones we want to focus on those type of attacks. One of the things that my job, because every person has a warrior spirit inside, every person has a warrior spirit, and my job is to bring it out, especially for females. I want them to dig in deep to make sure they don't go to the second location, that he's going to go to the second location, which might be the morgue, it might be the jail, or it might be the hospital. But no, we're going home tonight. And that's that focus okay, that whatever, how big he is, how fat he is, we're going to find those vulnerable parts because there's so many of them, and we're going to put a lot of pain, give him a lot of pain so that we can get away. That's what this is about. But we also want to create a little mechanical dysfunction so his life will never be the same. Okay?
I'm hurting you already watching it.
All right. Okay. So I want to give you a scenario. I want to paint a picture. And this is, again, a rape attempt. So I want to give you some stats. And these are stats based on reported rapes. Okay? So imagine that it's worse than what I'm saying. So according to stats, 90% of females are raped. In all the rapes, 90% of them are females. But I think that it's very high for men as well. Within that 90%, 70% of those women are within the age of 12 and 34 years old. Now, why is that? That is because we probably give less attention to our teenagers than we would to our toddlers and to our young children. They're more independent. They go to parties. They're hanging out with their friends. They're driving on their own. They go to college. They start dating. They take more chances. And another really scary stat is over 80% of rape attempts and attacks are by an acquaintance. So what is an acquaintance? Acquaintance is someone you know. So we're talking a blood relative. Could be a father. Could be a mother. Could be a cousin. Could be a, you know what I'm saying? Could be a brother. It could be a friend. Could be a neighbor. Could be a minister at a church. Could be a teacher. Could be a coworker. Could be your wife's boss, your husband's boss. It's someone that you know. And because we know this person, we tend to let our guards down. Okay, so this is where it's really important that we keep our spider senses on. And that is that inner voice that warns us that something's not right. We should be of concern. Okay, the brain is designed to do one thing and to make sure we survive. Okay, so we need to listen to it and not hush it. No, he's too cute. He wouldn't do that. No, he has a lot of money. You know, so I just want us to try to do what we can to remove ourselves from the situation. So this is what I like to teach, especially girls that are going to college and they tend to get away from their parents for the first time. You know, they're on dorm, they're out of state, and the freshmen specifically are a prey. They are prey for the predators. So we want to make sure that they see scenarios. So if they feel like they're in that, they're like, oh, snap, this is just what Sidagoo said. Let me get myself out. So in this scenario, I'm at a party, okay? I'm at the dorm, I'm at a party. And there's a friend of a friend of a friend. I mean, I know this guy, but he's drunk. He's a little creepy. He's touchy, feely. I'm like, yo, okay. You know, and so I decided that I'm going to leave the party. But my things are upstairs. So I have to go upstairs to get my stuff. The music is blasting. Everybody's having fun. I make an attempt to go upstairs. And underneath, I didn't know that he's following me behind me. I didn't realize until I hear the door slam that he's there. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What you doing? Okay. So let's start again. What he did, not only did he choke me by crushing my larynx, he threw me off balance, threw me into the wall. He also muffled me. Okay? So let's do that again. At this point, I would run. I'm sorry. So I was supposed to run then. So let me show you what I did in slow motion. Once he pushes me into the wall, there's nothing I can do. I can't compete against his strength. But when I get to the wall, now I have something to support me. I could bring my leg. Now, I have heard that if you just knee, that I know martial artists that this doesn't hurt. But I'm assuming he has a hard on. And I'm hoping he does. I'm pessimistic, and I'm sticking my knee, but I'm pulling him into it. So it's like that crush accordion effect. Actually, I'm going under the penis into the crown jewels. I seem real excited about that, but I'm not really excited. I'm just, in the motion.
Yeah, explain it. Yeah, I get it.
So from here, his response is to go up because I made him sing soprano. My hands go right to his throat. Then I go right to his eye. Then I grab and I hit him here, and then I'm able to run. Let me get my purse first, then I go run. So that's self-defense. Okay? But now let's do it how we would do it. All right, ladies, how we do it. Because I don't think we cause another mechanical dysfunction. So once again, I'm in, I hear a noise. I'm like, oh! I do the same thing, but then I wrap him up. Okay? I can choke him out. No, I don't want him asleep yet. I'm going to use the wall that he banged me on. And then I'm going to snap his neck. And then I'm going to go in his pockets. Oh, she's ticklish. So let me just show you this way so you can see from another angle. Pretend if there's a wall, and I'm not going to show you the self-defense. I'm going to show you what I would do. Maybe, I don't know. So I'm here. I grab. This is easy. Okay, this takes no power, but this is nice. Go right there. Then I dig in the eye. Regardless how tall he is, I can reach. What is the eye protected by? A piece of skin. Grab the back of the head, hit an elbow, come across, hit down, lock it in. So watch. See how I have it locked? I have so much control at this point. I can do the knee, I can do heel kick, I can swing him around, all right? From here, I bring my body out, grab the back of his chin, and snap the neck. That's what I would use my body. All right? So that's one. Ready for another one?
Oh, yeah. I like it. I'm loving it.
So, thank you, Professor. So the next one we're going to do, we have a lot of women that wear something called a kimar. The kimar is the covering of the head, all right, and even sometimes the face. And if someone grabs you and it's solid piece here, you are going with it. Once again, you are off balance, okay? So let me just do an intermission by saying something real quick. What people are going to get out of this is not so much what I do, but what I say. That's what I believe, because I know when I go to a lot of seminars, I can't recall all the stuff that I see, but there's certain sayings that are made that's like, wow, like the light bulb comes off in my head. And so one of the things that I wanted to say is, if let's say he chokes, no, just do a regular choke, right? If he chokes and I kick and I did, and he did release it, but I didn't do anything else, now I just made him pissed off and I started a fight. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't want to fight, which means I have to go into overkill. All right? So if he's here, then I come here and I'm hitting here and I'm hitting here, and I'm going to do at least 5 or 6 different moves. The point I'm getting at is I move not in seconds. Seconds take too long. I move in milliseconds. I actually move in blinks. But blink is 100 of 100 milliseconds. That's a tenth of a second. And what is a second? A second is 1 Mississippi. I already hit you like 10 times. Okay? So the point I'm getting at is I don't cock back. I go straight to the close quarters. I like to start off with 3 feet. But if he goes into my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Then now it's different. The scenario changes. Okay? Where I might have to break his arm and then come in. And we also consider ourselves open hand fighters. You can come in here. So what that means is that we're not interested in We're not interested in punching as we are in ripping and tearing and puncturing.
Uh-huh.
Too, we like to punch, but we like to collect DNA, right? I didn't say that out loud, did I?
We got a censor button here.
I was saying, might want to edit that part. Okay, so
We're good.
we got another seafood in the house. Come on in. This is Seafood Latifah. Okay, and how long we been training?
Over 30 years.
Over 30 years. Okay. So my girls stick with me. That's what it's love. So what I want to do, and so if you notice, we have to keep moving until they are not down one knee, down on the ground. Down on one knee, and that's going to be hard, but down on one knee is still on your mark and set, go, right? So they have to be on the ground for us to feel safe to run away. Well, that's my philosophy anyway. Okay, you guys are ready? So this is an attempt where we're going to go in different angles. This is self-defense. So I want you to see the difference between self-defense. When you're teaching self-defense, you possibly have somebody for only an hour. So you have to teach them fast, precise, accurate stuff that they can process and learn. And maybe even the same thing that they need to learn in different scenarios. So that repetition is important. Mm-hmm. I find being a female, I need structure, I need repetition. So you all can go in different positions, you know. Okay? So, let's stick with Teresa move. And this is again, go ahead, move. And that's self-defense. Okay? So now let's go on an angle and show the same thing. We're gonna go, move, go. Get over here. Now you see how she breaks the elbow and she turns. She's secure. Can you go back again? She moves so fast. See, she's working.
I didn't even see that.
So as soon as she feels that, and then she's like, she secures it, she turns quickly, breaks his balance, then she goes back, hits the back of the head, and then she's like, and then she goes into the knee and then pretty much crushes his nose. Once he hits the ground, she can run away. And my students don't know how to run away. So, all right, so now we're going to do it our way, okay?
I love the comparisons you're showing between what other people teach and what you teach, so people get to see the difference. And that's
right. What is realistic for us to teach in self-defense? No foot placement, no hand placement, just our big body parts against his little body parts. I'm not excited that my mind went somewhere. Okay, let's go. Okay. She got both of them. She got the penis and the testicles. So let's see.
I didn't even see it. It was so fast.
I know, it's so cool, right?
I didn't even see it. Like, I guess
Okay,
we're
gonna slow it down. We're gonna slow it down.
Okay.
We're going this angle. Yeah, and we're gonna slow it down so I can explain each move. Move, go. Grab. She feels it. She's already in position. She breaks. Go, turn. She's gonna move. Now he's going forward. So she's what? She's taking him down, and then she brings him up. So can you see from here? The throat? Okay, next is throat. She said, I didn't want to I just want to yank the throat. Yeah. Then she goes after it. Now watch. She grabs, she turns, and then she pulls. Right. Now she's already in position to bring him down, going against his shin and his Achilles heel. She goes tighter to if she leans back more, she breaks his Achilles heel. That's a mechanical dysfunction. He's not walking anymore. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
From then she goes under, she opens him up. She says, "Hello, boys," and then she grabs the yeah.
You gotta finish him off.
Yeah. The Sidagoo way. You know what I'm saying? All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. That was awesome. It was so fast the first time. I didn't see. So you slowed it down.
Yeah. Working in blinks.
It flows so well, like, you know, as you can't really see it until she slowed it down.
I know. It's so good. But that's cool because we broke it down for you. And that's the overkill. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, that's so overzealous. And I'm like, yeah, thank you for the compliment.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's life and death situation. You can't just be like, oh, okay, see you later. You got to finish them off.
Well, you know what's also interesting? Like, you never know that how many of these things won't work. Like, that didn't work, that didn't work. So, oh, that did get to work. I got a response. So we're going to keep moving. So one of the things I want to talk about is situational and environmental awareness. Okay. And what is important with situational environmental awareness is we need to know what's going on around us. We don't need to be so inundated with our children acting up or on the telephone, on the cell phone, that we don't know what's going on around us. We need to like sense who's standing there, who's walking towards us, who do we feel coming up behind us. So like, for instance, when I was at that party and I was walking up the stairs, I should have glanced to see if somebody was walking up behind me. I should not have assumed that I was by myself, especially when I was going to a place that I knew was secluded. Okay, so we have to be smarter than that. We have to be more alert and aware. Now, the situational awareness that she faces me, when I know we're in a confrontation, I'm not going to be here, because if I'm there, she can easily stab me. All right, and I didn't even see her pull the blade. I need to see where the hands are. I need to see cues that there's a possibility that there might be an attack. Okay, my goal is not to get into a knife fight. My goal is not to have confrontation. My goal is to dissolve it. That's my primary goal. So if I see him, and I read somewhere that majority of attacks are with the right-handed people. So I'm especially going to watch where the right hand. If the right hand disappears, like the right hand goes here, then I want to, maybe I need to charge him. And then, of course, I'm sure he was getting a pen, asking me for my number. And then I missed out on the date.
You still do that?
Anyway, I'm 61 years old. Nobody asked me for a date. Anyway, the point though is I need to get a clue. I need to at least be that 3 feet distance, so I'm aware. Yo, dude, what's up? And then I'm like, this is it. And then once I realize this is it, 100% committed. I can't be worried about, oh, this feels icky. Oh, he has bad breath. Oh, he's too strong. I need to look at what are his vulnerable parts. So when I mean of situational awareness, environmental awareness, I'm sizing him up. I'm like, okay, he's muscular. So what is his vulnerable areas? How is he standing? What is he wearing? Is he morbidly obese? Do I go after his throat? Do I go after his groin? Do I go after his kneecaps if he's morbidly obese? No, but I still could pop his eardrums and dig in his eyes. I can still hammer fists here. I can still hit here, which if I hit it hard enough, that's a death blow. Okay, I might not be able to get the neck because it's insulated, but I can still get those areas there. Okay, so I'm still looking at, and so if he grabs me just like you grab me like this, I can still twist his nipple. Okay, I can still stomp in his instep. All right, so I still, even if he's close to me, that's not the end of the fight. To me, it's just the beginning. It's like, oh my God, I got all these toys to play with. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. I have so much fun. So I want to introduce my instructor real quick. He just walked in. Peace be unto you, Sidagoo. Come on in.
How you doing?
It's live.
Well, there he is. How you doing, sir?
Hey, how you doing? Good. So y'all enjoying yourselves?
Yes, sir.
My sisters, how you doing? Good seeing you. Okay, and always yours, right? You got over here, your buddy over here.
You have a fantastic group there, CJ. Fantastic group.
Oh yeah, this is the heart of the system right here. The heart of the system.
Oh, I can tell. It's awesome stuff. Great stuff already.
Great. Well, listen, I'm not going to interfere unless y'all do your thing.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for honoring us with your presence.
You're welcome. Yeah, that's it. All right. At least mine.
He hasn't seen some of them in a while. It's Bob's. It's Bob's.
It's mine.
Okay, it's yours. Okay, so what we're gonna do with the situation where we're on the ground, all right? And my knee is a little messed up, so she would love to push me on the ground and jump on top of me. And ground is very intimidating. Usually, and there are a lot of fights end up on the ground. Again, we're not involved in a fight. I got thrown off balance. I end up on the ground, and she end up on top of me, and she's trying to choke me. Okay. So one of the things I want you to notice and what we work on, that when she's choking me, I go what is called alligator neck. So I come up like this to at least give
Oh.
to at least give myself some oxygen. All right, and we practice that a lot with each other, so that we are reactive to that. Okay, so that's something that's important. If someone's choking us, that because it only takes as little as 10 seconds for us to pass out, once they're pressing and stopping the blood flow coming to and from the brain. Okay, so in this situation, I'm sitting down like an old woman. So she pushed me down and she's coming on top of me and she's choking me. So go back up. What I did, now a lot of grapplings, they come like this. Go back up. For women, we don't feel comfortable like that unless we're grappling. So in this situation, we stop. We put our hands by our knees by the pelvic so they can't get their weight on us. Our legs are very strong, but the arms are still long enough to reach. I'm not going to be like this I can't go in. Now, what's the vulnerable part for her is the armpit. She's not happy with this because I'm going to poke there. Once the poke there, they release the grip. So once you're choking me, choke. Come here, and then I pull here, and I'm moving her, coming back in. Now I got a triangle. Once I got the triangle, this is not MMA. Nothing needs to be legal. Then when I bring her down, place my foot, arm bar, I break her kneecap, break her shoulders, then now I have this.
Wow.
You got that?
That was awesome. I don't really see grappling, and I'm glad you got to show it because a lot of wow.
Let me go a little slower on this side. This was the martial arts version, okay? And then after I'll show you the self-defense. So she's down, I'm down, she's choking me. I go like this. You see how she reacts? Once she's up, I move and I put my foot in her pelvic. Once my foot's in her pelvic, even if he tries to punch me, I have that control. I push the hand down, bring her in, lock the triangle. Now she's losing conscious, so I have to release it. But her face is right here, and I'm elbowing the face. Then I bring her down, hold her arm, but place my foot on her ribs. See that? And then do an arm bar, grab the leg, I break the kneecap, break the ankle, and then grab the joint.
Wow. You okay?
So what bothers her is this. Nothing else bothers her is that. That's what kills her.
Don't tell my secret.
Yeah, don't tell a secret. So
Hey, there may be some guys that are ticklish out there. Some people, I mean, I am. They might be like you said, like, oh, yeah.
You know why? Because the sun doesn't, this gets no sun. So it's very delicate, very tender. So you can use your thumbs, you can use here, even in a choke defense, you could just do that, okay? So let me show you what I would teach for self-defense, okay? Which is not, this is too intricate. Triangles, arm bars, and all that. These girls know it, but they have to train with me for a couple of years for that. So she comes in, she's choking. I can do this too, okay? She's not happy. And what I do, I shift this butt out, I place this foot here, and then I just kick him. I don't let him go.
Wow.
I want to get real nasty, break his finger. Come on, Uncle. She can't even kick me because it hurts so bad. That was fun.
Wow.
I like that.
I like that too. I might use that for me too. Mind if I steal?
So one of the things that I wanted to go into when it comes to self-defense is we all have experienced the bullies sometime in our life. And I like to look at bullies as predators. So there's a famous sniper. I can't remember his name. That's how famous he is. Said that there are 3 types of people in our society. The majority of the people are sheep. These are individuals. They go to work. They pay their bills. They're really good citizens. They know violence exists, but they try to avoid it. And more important, they don't think it'll happen to them. This is not going to happen to me. The second of the population, which is the smallest, let's say it's about 5%, are the wolves. These are the deviants of our society. They look for the weakest of the sheep. They're the predators. They're the rapists, muggers, murderers. They're the narcissists. They like to manipulate and control. Their goal is to create harm. Okay? And then 10% is the sheepdogs. Those are individuals, they look just like the sheep. They go to work, they pay their bills. They will do for the neighbor. The difference between a sheep and a sheepdog is they address violence with violence. And majority of sheepdogs' demeanor go into law enforcement, armed forces, or martial artists. Okay? So what my job is, if you look at a wolf, or in the case of any predator, they never go after the strong. Never, even bullies, they never go after the strong. Animal kingdom, whatever you want to look at, they only go after the weak, like a baby or an elder or someone that's injured. Okay? But they're not going after sheepdogs. And a predator can smell a wounded animal a mile away. They can also know who's a sheepdog. So when you're training people, we're developing sheepdogs. And by developing them into sheepdogs, we walk different, we talk different, we do our demeanor, our energy is different. It's not violent, it's just secure. And it's and how we treat ourselves is how we teach others how to treat us. So we don't have respect for ourselves. Of course, people don't have respect for us. You know, but sheepdogs have respect for themselves. Sheepdogs love themselves. Sheepdogs go into self-care. Sheepdogs go into whatever they need to do to improve, because they don't ever want to be in a position where they're being victimized. We won't tolerate it. We don't have to, and then we don't want to end up in jail. So we keep that persona powerful and strong. Now, because of that, when I train a person, or specifically a female, and I turn her from a sheep into a sheepdog, she automatically gets pulled off the radar from the wolves. So her chance of being attacked actually goes down. So that's one of the powerful things I wanted to share. Okay, so we're going to go into another attack. All right. With this attack, this is kind of intimidating. So before we want to go into that, I want to talk a little bit about abductions. This is a very serious situation, guys. Don't think that it won't happen to you, or you're not going to know anyone that there might be an attempt at abduction, because it's just abduction is not just for sex trafficking. There's many facets in the human trafficking arena, and it could be slave labor. It could be harvesting, organ harvesting. I'm sorry, I can't talk today. Organ harvesting. It could be kidnapping for selling your babies. It's something called surrogacy, where they rape a girl till she gets pregnant, and she becomes like a cash cow, where they rape her, she gives birth to a baby, they sell the baby, then they rape her again till she gets pregnant, and that's what she is. So there's so many different facets to it. And what's so terrifying is over 800,000 children are being abducted per year in the United States. So we're not talking about in the world, we're talking about in the United States. So we really have to be on our P's and Q's. If we take our children to the park, sometimes they groom other children to lure your child away from you into a neighboring car, and next thing you know, your child's in a car and you can't get to your child. So always be alert and aware. I'm not saying you can't help and protect anybody, but be alert, be aware of any children that are not that look like they're by themselves. Like, where's your mommy and daddy? And so when you were in a park with your child, and your child makes friends with another child, look for where that child's parent is.
Mm.
And I'm not saying you don't have your child play with that child, but they play in front of you, or you walk around with them, and then all of a sudden you see that child disappear because they know that this is not a child that we can easily get. All right. Also, there's statistically, pedophiles do not go after kids who has scary fathers. So the scarier your dad, the better. Okay. So or mothers that are badass, like, okay. So just keep that in mind. So in this situation, I'm sure you guys know what a rear naked choke is. This is a rear naked choke abduction. So once again, we try to prepare ourselves from scenarios that are as realistic as possible. We can't think of everything. I always understand that there's 1,000 ways you could do a technique. We're just doing it our way, just a piece.
Yeah.
Okay. No, there's no wrong way as long as it works. Okay. So in this situation, so let's move up a little bit. Yeah. So what she's going to do is the self-defense version. Okay. She's pulling her. Move. Good. So, and she makes a run for it. We're going to do that real slow. I want to show you how she got out. Okay. Now, one of the things, if you notice, while she's being dragged, she can't go right away because she's off balance. Move up a little more. She's got to wait until her foot is balanced, and then she's got to make a move. Now, what she did, she moved on this arm. And as she moved this arm, she threw the person, regardless how big and thick his arm is, he's off balance. She used this hand to hold it, and then she goes straight to the groin. She goes straight to the throat or eyes, rip, and knee him, and then she made a run for it. She did about 3 different moves. Okay? So now, do it with how we would do it. You can do it at any time. Oh. Good. And she rolled out.
That was fast again.
All right, so we're gonna go slower. All right. Left. She moves, hits, up. She goes into what stop? She goes into, this is we call it chicken arm, which causes pain on the wrist. And then she goes up. She grabs the top of the head. She doesn't grab the neck. She pulls them down, and she rolled out. I don't think she's coming back. I think we lost the president.
That was awesome.
So these are like various different variations of self-defense. That's from the back. I want to do something with a cell phone. Okay. So what's interesting about a cell phone is we usually always have it in our possession. This is actually like a hammer. Okay. And what I want to deal with again is another abduction situation where someone bare hugs me and tries to lift me up. Okay. So we're gonna go. I'm sorry. You okay? Okay. We're gonna go this way so you can see. So what? As soon as they grab me, now I actually sink, and when I sink, I make myself heavier, and then my hands are free, so I can do whatever I want. I hit here, she loosens it up, then I hit here and I come up there. All right, and then I turn her around, take a picture, and then finish it. So what I did in slow motion, let me just show you this, because she's smaller than me. Now, don't sink, okay? I'm not as strong, but fight. See how I was able to just kind of drag her. now sink. It's heavier. So I might be able to still lift her, but it's going to take more energy. Okay? Which now creates a conflict. So now add the scream. Okay? You're going to drop and scream. Ah! Right. Now there's more attention geared to me. Where I might want to let her go and make a run for it. She didn't even have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So it's just like you sink and you drop your weight down. Now, in my case where I had my cell phone and there's nobody else and I'm screaming, I hit her knuckle. See, I hit the knuckle and then I just kind of scoop my butt aside, come up the groin, up the head. So I'm hitting here. Or maybe the eye. I literally just hit her eye. So I hit here. Then guess what? I turn my phone. I'm using the side of the phone and I turn her neck around and then I choke her out. And then I take my phone with my other hand and take a selfie. That's perfect. You like that? Okay?
I think a lot of people don't realize that the cell phone cases like this one, they're hard. The rubber.
And if it's not hard, it's soft. The phone is hard. It's like a hammer, you know?
Yeah,
and,
this hurts.
Yeah, and if you know, I was real careful not to hurt my screen.
We got screen protector, but yeah.
Yeah. It was like I need to do my hair.
Okay. Yeah, that could. If you hit this hard enough, somebody's head, you might knock it like.
Yeah. And so, and let me just show with the area that I hit. So I hit with my phone vertical. So I hit here and I went up. Her response here, and I greeted here. I hit right here. So I break this, which could cause this to bleed, cause this to tear, and to eventually black eye. If his eyes are tearing, it's hard for him to see me. Mm-hmm. And then I can possibly make a run for it. Okay? Don't stop and take a call. Come on.
Guys, disclaimer, don't take selfies.
Don't take selfies, but also know that there's cameras everywhere. Mm-hmm. So really look like you are trying to get out of the situation. Mm-hmm. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is called verbal defense. Okay? And verbal defense is important because maybe we could diffuse the situation before. So I'm going to show, well, let's talk about a scenario. Okay? So you guys over there. So let's say that I'm walking down the street and I see a group of guys hanging out, and I was like, oh, God, I got to walk past these guys. I can't go the other way. I can't cross the street. I have to pass these guys. Okay? They are so creepy. Oh, my God. Okay? So I'm going to use a verbal defense to try to protect myself and make it look like I am bigger than I am. All right? You ready for this? So I see them. I know they're looking at me. I'm not looking at them. I'm pretending someone's calling me. Hey, how you doing? I see you. You see me? Yeah, I'm coming up. Is that Pookie? The Pookie just get out of jail? Yeah. I see you. I'm coming. So what I did is I had this loud conversation where now I threw them off because I got them thinking if whoever I'm talking to can see me, it can also see them. Right? Mm. And I made it look like there was more than them, that someone just came out of jail. You know what I'm saying? and I use the word Pookie because there's always a Pookie somewhere in the hood, you know? So I could have used bullet, you know, I don't know. But that's the situation. So now let's talk about another verbal defense in Uber, okay? And I do this all the time. I just want you to know that. So let's say there's an Uber driver. Okay, we're in the situation. I'm not in the car yet. So before I get in the car, I don't, we normally go into the passenger side in the back. No, I go around, I check the license plate, make sure it's there. I go up and say, hi, what's your name? I'm here for a pickup. And who are you to pick up?
Looking for Heather.
Heather, yes, I'm Heather. Okay, so I know that I'm not going in a stranger's car. Okay, I take the seat behind this person. So if this person planned on shooting me, that's more easier than here. Okay, when I get in, I say thank you for picking me up. Hey, yeah, girl, I'm in my Uber now. I just came from martial arts. Yeah, I know. Man, I can't believe John. I choked him out so fast. I thought I killed him. Damn, man. Yeah, I'm on my way to the gun range, so I'll meet you there. Okay. So, I look like a damn sheepdog, okay? So I'm not him. He's overhearing my conversation, and the conversation is, I just came from martial arts. I just finished choking somebody out, and I got a gun.
It's getting him thinking, yeah. So he
said, yeah, he's taking me to my destination. So these are like little, it doesn't have to be that extreme, but little things that we could do to verbally avoid or diffuse or de-escalate situations, especially if our spider senses are going off. Thank you, Uber driver.
Yeah.
And so, you guys want to add something?
I love this.
Love
It's so
it.
wonderful.
Yeah, that's great. It's great stuff here. I mean, when we stream this episode, I'm definitely going to encourage people to watch this, especially women.
Yeah, especially females. We are powerful. And the faces are the same, regardless if it's a male and female. The eyes are in the same spot. Don't hesitate to nipple twist. Nipple twist is gonna hurt.
Double nipple twist.
Especially if you got man boobs. I know it's hard for men to teach that to their female self-defense, class. Nipple twist. It looks a little perverted, but I could teach it, and I got them laughing.
Yeah.
At me. So.
Well, isn't it true, Sidagoo, that I see a lot of men that teach. I mean, I've taught self-defense to my students too, but I'm not a woman. It takes a woman's perspective to get with other women, to get them thinking and to get them training. It's better to have it all women group like you have than a guy in there saying you need it, because you know what you need, your needs are. You know what you need to protect yourself from. So I definitely applaud you. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm definitely.
I do want to tell you this, which makes so much sense. So I went skydiving, okay, and I had someone attached to me. I was up 14,500 feet in the air. It's the first time I went skydiving, and I was all gun ho until I got to the edge of the plane, and I looked down, and I was like, "What the fuck was I thinking?" Right? And, everything. But then when I got here, it was like this meditation. So I paid them to film me jump, and it was a female that they gave that job to, and so she was like, "Wait, don't jump yet. Let me catch you jumping off." So she climbs out the plane and she's holding on, and that was so badass that I was like, it gave me all the courage in the world to jump. If that was a man, I would not have been as responsive to, I got this. I still would have jumped, But because it came from a female, I was like, yes, I could do this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we need more women training. We need more women training so we can have more females instructors. All right. Unfortunately, there's a lot of predators out there, including in the martial arts arena. You know that.
Yes.
And, we have to police that. We have to protect our youngins. All right. We have to raise our kids so they don't have childhood traumas.
Definitely agree with that. I mean, that was fantastic. Your black belts are fantastic practitioners.
I know. Can we all say
Thank
hello?
you.
And also, Bob, Bob a hand. Forget his butt kick is on it. Woo!
Take a bow, ladies. That was excellent. I mean, after seeing this, I don't think there's any guys that are going to try to come over there and try to do anything.
Okay, yeah.
That was fantastic. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Fantastic practitioners. Coach, what do you think?
Hey, Coach, we did good, Coach?
His mic. He's having problems with his mic. He's just you gotta lip read him. He's like,
yeah, I got it.
That was fantastic.
what part of Alaska is he from? Because
He's from yes.
I'm from Homer. Can you hear me now?
Hear you now.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, that was awesome. So
good.
Homer.
I know it's different from y'all because what y'all used to, but you know.
No, that's what I wanted. That's what people want. They don't want to see me talk. They want to see this guy talk. You're the guest of honor. We want to see, your practitioners and what you got. So I mean, that was fantastic. That went exactly the way I had planned on it going. Do you mind, Sidagoo, if we have you on for a part 2 though? Because I want to get next time I want to get your candid talk on your ideas of getting into women's self-defense and stuff. So we definitely want you on for a part 2 in the future.
Absolutely. Anything for you, Brian. You know I owe you. Right?
You know what I mean?
I owe you big time. And
your husband, I appreciate it too.
Guys, peace and love. Big and hug. Okay?
Thank you, ladies. Thank you. You guys are fantastic, and we'll see you guys in the future. I will definitely be in contact with you, Sidagoo. Thank you.
I know.
Appreciate your time, your husband's time. Thank you. Wow. That was awesome. So much information and a lot of the stuff with using the cell phone. I mean, using the cell phone is like a lot of people don't use that, and it's funny because a while back I was fucking around with somebody, we're messing around, and bam, I hit a knuckle. I'm like, oh fuck, my fucking knuckle. I'm like, dude, like the cell phone is a legit weapon.
Yeah, improvised weapons work really well.
That rubber coating, the plastic.
I mean, that's that mindset thing about seeing alternatives out there. So.
Yeah, that's what you got. And like she said, she was right. 99% of the time, people walk out like this with the cell phones. So if somebody comes behind you and you get like, on the head, whatever. I mean, it doesn't have to, like, you don't have to kill them with it, but I mean, at least it gives you enough thing to get away to safety, and I think that she did a good job, yeah.
Well, like the thing with the martial arts world, the self-defense world, we are concerned, we are fixated on our toys and our tools. So not everybody's going to pack a firearm. Not everybody's going to carry an edged weapon. Not everybody's going to carry a tactical flashlight. So we really have to use what's available to us. So if you have a cell phone, might as well. I mean, it's an improvised weapon. I mean, think about like some of the improvised weapons that have been utilized to do tremendous amounts of violence. I mean, box cutters, just
even fucking keys. And another thing with keys, like people, and I teach that with my students, and people are like, well, you put them between your knuckles like a jab. Like, yeah, if you want to break your finger, how about raking with it? Get it and rake, angle 1 or 2, or just to rake the face. Like you said, the eyelid, thin skin, I'll tear your eyeball out. Anything of opportunity in the face. And I know a lot of guys, the fragile male ego is like, well, if you kick me in the balls, I'm going to walk right through it. It may be true for a lot of guys, but there's some dudes out there, if you kick them in the nuts or like just a vital area, they're going to, that thing in the armpit, I'm really ticklish in the armpit. I'm not saying that's going to work with me, but there are some guys out there, if you jab them in the armpit, like, it's going to make their arm close in. So, I mean, what I really liked about this whole shit, like what she was showing right now, was your alter ego is coming on. That's your mate. What I was going to say is I liked when she showed the grappling. A lot of women's self-defense stuff do not show grappling stuff, and she got to show them as arm bars, triangle, the kicking in the face.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking glad she showed it. It's like, dude, like all we see is a standard kick him in the balls, and I mean, she showed some of that too, and it's practical. But the grappling on the ground, when you get on the ground and stuff like that, I really enjoyed that. And I'm gonna definitely promote the hell out of this video because I think it was a great demo she did. Yeah. And I'm glad she got to do demos the whole show. I didn't really like. We're gonna definitely have to do a part 2 with her just to get her psychological, mental part about women's self-defense, her review points. Yeah. But just the demos she did, and then her husband, was gracious enough to come on and introduce himself too. And it was fantastic. And I have nothing but respect for that woman and what she's done for women's self-defense in particular. She's been practicing for like 40 years. I mean, just pioneer in martial arts. women's self-defense. Being African-American woman too, standing out with other instructors. So the guy, just phenomenal woman, nothing but respect and love for her. So definitely gonna get her on next time for another show. Yeah, fantastic.
I gotta figure out this whole like mic thing.
I see you playing around with that thing there.
But yeah, absolutely. I would love to have her on a part 2. I mean, she has a doctorate in, is it sports psychology?
Yeah.
So that alone is going to be an interesting
She's
conversation.
definitely going to be a regular on the show. I'm going to get her on different topics, and then definitely promote her Swam. Her black belts were phenomenal. I love the playfulness in her demos. It wasn't all like kill them and smash their balls and rip their fucking dick off, and it was just, I mean, we had some of that, but it was like the playfulness with the students for laughing, and they were enjoying this, having a good time. That's what it's all about. It's not all about.
Yeah, you have to have a comfortable environment and build a rapport, and because I mean, if you're just death, destruction, mayhem all the time,
yeah,
I mean,
perfect balance
that weighs on you. You have to have some fun. You have to have some humor. You have to have some levity to minimize the dark. I mean, the fact is the stuff that we're training is fairly dark, but you have to intersperse.
I didn't feel like it when I watched your show. I felt like it was fun, a good time. I mean, if I was a woman, I'd love to take one of her classes. You know what I mean? It was self-defense stuff like that. Man, second episode in, we're on a good roll. Last 2 episodes were great. This one, 11:04 p.m. we're on. So we're on a roll. So we definitely got to continue going. Who do we have next? If you want to go ahead and do the honors.
Yeah, so I'm in conversation with Coach David Carey from the Alaska Boxing Academy up in Anchorage. He has an event happening on the 15th of July that I want him to speak on. He has a special guest coming up to his boxing academy. He's a former Olympic boxer. He was on the 2008 Olympic team. He's been a good friend of mine for several years, and yeah, he's gracious enough to come on. So I'm going to try to get him on at least, I think the last week of June or maybe the first week of July.
So guys, we'll be putting the flyer out, so watch for Coach Kirk putting the announcement on that. And I mean, thank you for everybody that's watched and your support. You guys rock. I mean, if you guys don't watch us live and you catch us later on, still appreciate it. The love is still there for you guys watching it. As long as you're watching it, I think we've set out from the beginning that we're not about having 100 viewers on air and stroking egos. We're just here to present the information, great guests in the community, have conversation, have fun on a Saturday morning, and just just present everything out there. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Give us some feedback too. If you like the guests we're having on so far, if you think we're heading in the right direction, and give us some feedback on this episode in particular. Give us feedback if you want to see more demos with Sidagoo on women's self-defense. I know there's a lot of women that messaged me yesterday that weren't enabled to watch the show. They're going to watch the recast on the YouTube and then the repeat show. But they were definitely interested in this. And guys and gals, I shouldn't say guys all the time. We want to get more women on here. So this is just the first of many we're going to have on here. Women have a voice in the martial arts and combatives world, and we're giving them the voice. We want you women who are on here to use this show as a platform for you guys to get your messages out as well, regardless of what your rank is and which system you're in. Look at this is non-FMA related, guys. So I know a lot of people are like, well, this Sidagoo is not in FMA. She's in a different variety of Chinese martial arts and Japanese martial arts. So this wasn't FMA related, even though
we actually didn't go into specific to her martial arts background. That would be.
No, that's what we're doing the part 2, because I think this time she wanted to show demos, and then we're gonna do a part 2 where we get into her background, how Swam started, work with her husband because she's under her husband. Her husband's one who was her instructor. And then just she's connected to a lot of Ron Van Cleef, a lot of Nathan Ingram. She's connected to a lot of African American powerhouse martial artists that we want to also have on the show.
Yeah, so she sent me some really good video of her training as a younger woman in Kung Fu, and there's some phenomenal movement there. And I mean, it comes out and. I
want to give her weapons use. She has a very unique way she does knife system.
Yeah.
which is not really FMA, and people might trip out on me. Oh, it's on FMA. Like FMA is not the end all be all of my systems.
No,
But
it's not.
I want to get that knife out there because she has a unique way of using karambit and using straight blade, and I want to show that. So next time we're definitely going to have her on. I'm gonna have to contact her, and we're gonna have her on again. I'm going to give a couple shout outs or announcements. There's a couple people I want to. There's a thing going on with Guru Billy Brown. If you guys have seen, he's having some hard times right now. You can reach him on his personal page. He can tell you about it. But if you guys have, I think he has a GoFundMe page or a donation page set up for him to kind of help him out. He's been a pioneer in the FMA and self-defense and stuff, and I think Taekwondo and stuff like that for quite a number of years. So if you guys can help him out, if you guys have anything to send your thoughts and prayers for him or help him out, please feel free to reach him on his page and message him. Also, too, I want to give a shout out to other I think phenomenal systems for women's self-defense. There's a couple of systems that I've seen instructors, Mike Raymond and Jason Schultz from Medusa. Another great system for just practical self-defense stuff. Real simple and easy. If you're a woman, I highly recommend checking those out. I've been seeing a couple of other ones for women's self-defense. I can't think of the top of my head. But I saw a video the other day with I think that women's self-defense is, we as men think men are 99% the aggressor when it comes to altercations with women, domestic violence or rape or assault. But only women, I think I was trying to concentrate on that topic with her, know what women need for self-defense. And all women classes like that are just pure gold, especially for women who want to learn without the male interference, because they know what they need to defend from. They know the scenarios, their fears and their concerns, I feel, are more addressed when you have a woman instructor like that, rather than if it was a guy like me. I mean, I've taught women self-defense, but I mean, like just trying to teach, women know what women need. So it's great what she's doing with that, and I applaud any woman who teaches women's self-defense, regardless of system or whatever affiliation. Hats off to you women that are doing that. You guys are doing a great service to the female students and audience in martial arts. So my hats off to you guys. Keep on doing what you're doing. Yeah, another great show. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up now. We will see you in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Unless we have some kind of surprise show that just pops up. We never know what happens with us. We get crazy sometimes. We get that itch, like, man, we want to. But we'll see. We'll make an announcement. But just plan on seeing us in a couple of weeks. Well, at least Coach Kurt anyway, in a couple of weeks. And if we do a pop-up interview in between then, we will let you know. Keep an eye on our Facebook. Like us, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Coach Kurt has set that all up, been generous enough to set that all up for us, and try to grow the channel. We're going to have Fight House Talks podcast, beer cozies, and baseball trucker hats coming soon. No, we're not really going to have that, but I mean, that was a suggestion. Somebody actually messaged me 3 days ago. Like, you guys should do like trucker hats and like, the fuck we gonna have like muscle shirts and tank tops next, sports bras, panties, and underwear. And it's like, no, that's enough, guys. Maybe down the line we'll do some apparel, but right now we're just concentrating on the show and trying to grow the channel. So we're taking baby steps. We've gotten out of the crib and now we're starting to take steps across the living room. So we're trying to reach that coffee table so we can balance ourselves off. We're halfway there, guys. We're getting there, and we're going to get to that threshold when we get that number of interviews with us. Where we're going to be, all the bugs will hopefully be worked out by then. Like I said, we got new equipment coming, so keep an eye out as we grow. But anyway, I'm going to be signing off here from Las Cruces, New Mexico, USA, and Coach Kurt from Homer, Alaska. And we will be seeing you guys soon. I will probably repost this on my page as well. because I really believed in this episode. That was really good, and I really want people to see it. So, especially women. So I'm going to tag a bunch of women. So don't get mad if I tag you in it. It's only because I want you to see this and see the value of what Sidagoo is putting out there. So, all right, guys, have a great Saturday, great weekend, and we will see you in a couple of weeks. If not